Welcome to Basecamp training for administrators. During this training, you'll learn how to go beyond responding to messages, making to-do lists, and writing deadlines, but actually learn why you should use each of those tasks and how to do basic administration functions, such as adding new persons to a project. Remember, the URL is amsa.org.updatelog.com. Your username and password are usually your first name and last initial until you've changed them. One thing to keep in mind is that your page as an administrator does look a little bit different than your coordinator. Your coordinator's pages don't have these bold-headed company things breaking them up. They just have a list of the projects listed in alphabetical order. So first, let's start with how Basecamp is set up. If you click on the All People tab, you can see everyone that has access to Basecamp at this time. Now, the way this is set up is by company. A company meaning a group of individuals aligned according to our AMSA structure. So in this case, people are, here's the steering committee. These are alumni, AMSA Foundation, there's AMSA interns, IFMSA, board members, Board of Regional Directors. Individual projects sometimes have their own groups. Here's an action committee, several action committees. This is a team. And you can see how this goes on. All the way at the bottom, you can see who the administrators are. This is the board, action committee leaders, and certain key staff members that need administrator access. Now you can add a new company, create a new group of people. Please keep in mind that you should not add people twice, as this is confusing, so make sure you've established that someone that you're adding to Facebook does not already belong somewhere else. Let's go back to the dashboard. Let's look at a project that's pretty well established and has a lot of things organized around it, so you can see how to utilize the different tabs. So this is your overview page, and you can see milestones, everything really that's going on with this project, including everyone that has access to this project, listed along the right-hand side. So the messages here are actually separated into categories. So if you're interested only in messages under a certain category, you can actually click just on those messages. But messages really operates no differently than a normal message board. You can respond to any message that's already posted by commenting. Here, you can actually attach files along with your comment or message, and you can post new messages by clicking here. And you can actually attach files to a message, and you can associate a message with a milestone or deadline. Remember that only people that you click the boxes next to their name will receive an email notification that you've posted a new message. To-do lists are quite valuable for organizing your information. So here, you can see this particular project has several to-do lists, and as things are completed, you can check off the boxes. So this is a good example of how to-do lists can be helpful to you. Milestones are just a list of deadlines that come up in a calendar format. You can add, sometimes it's useful to add many milestones at once, and that you do that by clicking Add 10 at a time. Whiteboards can be quite handy, and I want to show you an example of a well-written whiteboard. a whiteboard is essentially a Word document, but what's interesting about this is you can click on earlier versions to keep track of what's changed in the Word document, rather than attaching files to emails where sometimes it's hard to keep track of which version of the file that you're on. And you can also check two versions and compare to see what the difference are. So here you can see how certain things have been edited. The last tab that you'll find useful is the File tab. If you have many files added, then the categories become quite useful. That way you can only look at the files that are attached and not all of them. You upload a new file here, and so you can see how you can choose a category or add a new one. And again, only the people who have checked boxes next to their names will receive an email notification that a new file has been added. The last thing that may be useful to you is to be able to add people to the projects that you're already working on. To do this, you click on the project of interest and then click the People and Permissions tab right here. As I said earlier, these are organized by company. Click on that. So this is the page where you can see what people already have access, and then click on this blue link here, and you can either add a new person to any individual company, or you can add another company to the project, either choosing an existing company or creating a new company altogether. Let's go back to the overview page. The last thing, actually, let's go back all the way to the dashboard. The last thing you can do, of course, is create a new project, keeping in mind that we have a limited number of projects due to the type of access we buy to this site. You can always create a new project to organize your work, and you do that from the dashboard in the upper right-hand corner of the page. Again, with questions, please email vpp@amsa.org. Thank you very much for your attention.